fact that spring doesn't necessarily count towards Worlds is exactly why I personally am not freaking out about Team Liquid. Many people are. I am not. Broxah's still new in the team. Broxah's still adjusting. They've had only a couple of weeks together. Things certainly will look better. Not everyone in chat agrees. There is a comment from Shy Phoenix D-Lift that says, Broxah's appearance can't change the fact that Team Liquid is way behind in terms of meta. But Emily, when you look at Team Liquid right now, and when you forecast them with Broxah getting more reps with this team, is it still too early to be concerned about Team Liquid?
I mean, in terms of concerned, I also think this is a season where I'm not saying TL should sub, because I think in their specific case, they really should look at what they want to do with Broxah and get him ingratiated with the team, because a lot of this stuff should have happened months ago, right? If he hadn't had visa issues. And initiating a new jungler takes a lot of time. I know before the season even started, people were saying that he was duoing with Jensen and they were getting along super, super well. And one of the things I said is that Jensen has never had, I've never felt Jensen had a jungler that he really loved, right? Like he's gotten along with his junglers, he's been fine, but he's never had that like lights out jungle mid synergy that I've seen from other mid laners. And I would love to see that for him because he is such a strong like individual laner. And people were saying they were doing together and they were like, they're getting along great. This is going to be amazing. And then Broxah's not able to come to the country for months. So that is one thing that I would like to see them work on, is like Broxah and Jensen together as a jungle mid duo. How are they working it out? Can they regain that kind of like rumored synergy that they had at the beginning of the split before the season started, when they were doing in solo queue together? That would be something I'd be looking at. I would also be looking at their read on the meta and kind of like, I know people in previous times we're picking on them for going with the Senna in the bot lane. I was as well, not necessarily as much as like, oh man, Doublelift can't play it, but speaking about how they could help out Surenfire by having pushing lanes, picking that Senna wasn't necessarily helping because he was put in a really awkward position where he's having to fill in for Broxah, so their team synergy gets delayed. They keep playing these kind of meta comps, but with someone who's completely new to the LCS stage and doesn't have the same kind of international and LEC experience that Broxah does. So I mean, for TL, like in terms of am I worried about them, I honestly think if I were them, I'd just take a look at this split. I would just focus on like team fundamentals, trying to get that, build up that team synergy, and honestly at this point not worrying about winning the split. And I know that's like rough to hear and probably a pretty controversial opinion, but if I'm Team Liquid, I'm still looking at Worlds. And again, one of the benefits of spring, I'm not saying everyone should be punting their spring season because that's not the answer either, but in terms of where TL are now, I think what they should be doing is what can we do to get our team good enough and have like stronger communication, stronger synergy, so that when we do actually get to summer, when those championship points matter, we can still represent North America as one of their top teams. Now, obviously, that's also still going to be a tough ask because I don't see C9 like suddenly dropping off a cliff.
Sure.
So they're still going to have like really strong contention at the top. But if I'm TL, I'm looking at the pieces I still have. They still have a ton of mechanical talent. I think Broxah is still like an interesting piece to fit into their team. So I want to see how it works, and I want to see them kind of draft to their strengths, even if it means that they are drafting these very simple front to back kind of team fighting compositions and trying to work out their synergy that way.